With rising prices, economic uncertainty, and constant talk of a slowdown, many people are asking the same question: is a recession coming? While no one can predict the future with certainty, the warning signs are making people more cautious than ever. But instead of worrying, the smarter move is to prepare. From protecting your savings to making better financial decisions, there are ways to stay ahead no matter what happens. Today we will talk about, is a recession coming? How to protect your money. Now, so before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. Did you know that most recessions are only confirmed after they have already started affecting millions of people? That means by the time you hear the official word, the real impact is already happening in jobs, prices, and daily life. People often think a recession is a sudden crash, but in reality, it builds slowly through warning signs that are easy to ignore. Rising costs, unstable jobs, falling purchasing power, and tighter credit conditions are all early signals. The real danger is not just whether a recession is coming, but whether you will be prepared when the pressure starts to build. Stay with this video till the end, because the final point is often the one that separates people who struggle from those who stay financially stable. 10. What a recession actually is. A recession is not just a financial headline or a scary word used by economists. In simple terms, it is a period when economic activity slows down across a country. Businesses earn less money, people reduce spending, hiring slows down, and job security becomes weaker. When this happens, companies become cautious. Instead of expanding, they focus on survival. Instead of hiring more workers, they may freeze hiring or even reduce staff. At the same time, consumers also start spending less because they feel uncertain about the future. This creates a cycle where less spending leads to lower business income, and lower income leads to even less spending. This chain reaction is what makes recessions powerful. It affects not just big companies, but everyday life, your job, your savings, and your financial comfort. 9. Early signs people often ignore. Recessions don't appear out of nowhere. There are always early warning signs, but most people overlook them because daily life continues as usual. One of the biggest signals is rising interest rates. When borrowing becomes expensive, both businesses and individuals start cutting back. Loans for homes, cars, and business investments slow down. This reduces overall economic activity. Another sign is rising inflation combined with slow growth. When prices go up but salaries do not increase at the same pace, people feel pressure. They start spending less even on basic things. Job postings may also start to slow down. Companies become more selective, hiring fewer people or delaying expansion plans. These are all small signals that the economy is cooling down. Individually, these signs may not seem serious, but together, they point towards something bigger building in the background. 8. Why everything feels unstable right now. Right now, many people feel confused about the economy. On the surface, things still look normal. Shops are open, businesses are running, and life continues. But at the same time, people feel financial pressure like never before. This creates a strange situation where nothing looks broken, but everything feels expensive and uncertain. This in-between phase is often where the biggest mistakes happen. People assume things will return to normal quickly, so they continue spending as usual. But economic changes rarely reverse instantly. They move slowly, then suddenly become noticeable. Understanding this phase is important because it prepares you mentally for change before it fully arrives. 7. Job security is becoming less reliable. One of the biggest risks during a recession is job security. In stable times, people assume their job will always be there. But when the economy slows down, even strong companies begin to cut costs. This means layoffs can happen in almost any industry, not just weak ones. Businesses focus on reducing expenses to survive. This is why depending on one source of income can be risky. If that income stops, even temporarily, it can create immediate financial stress. Bills don't wait. Rent doesn't stop. Daily expenses continue. The safest approach is to assume that nothing is guaranteed forever and prepare accordingly. 6. Debt becomes a heavy burden. Debt feels manageable when income is stable, but during uncertain times, it becomes much more dangerous. Monthly payments do not adjust when your income drops. High interest debt, especially from credit cards or short-term loans, can quickly build pressure. Even small balances can grow into long-term problems if not managed properly. When people lose income or face reduced earnings, debt becomes one of the first major stress points. It limits flexibility and increases financial anxiety. Reducing debt before a downturn gives you more control and freedom when conditions become uncertain. 5. Savings give you time and control. Savings are often underestimated, but during uncertain times, they become extremely important. Savings are not just extra money, they are protection. They give you time to adjust, time to find new income, and time to handle emergencies without panic. Even a small emergency fund can reduce stress significantly. It prevents small problems from turning into major financial crises. Without savings, every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. With savings, it becomes manageable. 4. Spending habits decide your stability. During economic uncertainty, how you spend money matters more than how much you earn. Many people continue spending based on old habits, even when conditions change. But financial stability depends on adjusting quickly. Basic needs like food, housing, and utilities should always come first. Everything else should be carefully evaluated. This doesn't mean removing all enjoyment from life. It means being more aware and intentional. Small changes in spending habits can create long-term stability. For example, reducing unnecessary subscriptions, avoiding impulse purchases, and planning expenses can make a big difference over time. 3. Having multiple income sources matters. Relying on a single income source is one of the biggest risks in uncertain economic times. And if that one source is affected, everything else becomes difficult quickly. Having even a small additional income stream can provide a safety cushion. This could be freelance work, online services, small business activity, or using a skill you already have. The goal is not to replace your main job immediately. The goal is to reduce dependency. When one income slows down, another can help you stay stable. This balance can make a major difference during uncertain periods. 2. Investing requires calm thinking. During uncertain times, markets often become unpredictable. Prices can rise and fall quickly, and emotions can influence decisions. This is why panic decisions often lead to losses. Selling too early or investing without understanding risks can create long-term damage. A careful approach is always better. Focus on long-term goals instead of short-term reactions. Avoid putting money into investments that you don't fully understand or cannot afford to lose in the short term. Patience and discipline matter more than speed during uncertain periods. 1. The biggest mistake people make: ignoring the situation. The most dangerous mistake during uncertain economic times is doing nothing. Many people see signs of change but choose to ignore them. They continue their lifestyle as if everything will remain the same. But financial problems rarely announce themselves clearly. By the time the impact becomes obvious, options are already limited. Small actions taken early make a huge difference later. Reducing debt, saving consistently, tracking expenses, and building additional income sources are simple steps, but they become powerful over time. Waiting for certainty before acting often leads to missed opportunities. Start by understanding your full financial situation. Know exactly how much you earn, spend, and owe. Awareness is the foundation of financial control. Build an emergency fund even if it starts small. Consistency matters more than amount. Reduce unnecessary expenses and focus on essentials. Small cuts in daily spending can build long-term stability. Avoid taking new debt unless absolutely necessary. Debt limits flexibility during uncertain times. Look for ways to increase your income, even in small steps. Additional income provides security and confidence. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.